a reason why we push this product, because at the end of the day, we know it works. You want me to tune your Honda? You're gonna run what I tell you to run.
It does excellent burnouts.
For the most part, I would say it was pretty smooth. With hooked them up with a Link ECU.
You like that?
This thing ain't never started like that.
You like that?
Every car, it's got to start.
It was awesome to get him on board with the Link ECU and tinker around with the Honda stuff. All right, so you've decided you want to become a man, get off of that bullcrap ECU, and it's giving you nothing but headaches, problems. Finally gonna get off of this AEM Infiniti. A lot of the guys out there that have experience with these know some of the problems that these have brought over the years. I've had tons of cars come through the shop where the ECU is completely bricked. You lose the tune file, you got to re-upload the firmware and start a whole nother tune from scratch because the tune is completely crap and bricked up. That or trigger sync errors. You go out to start the car won't start, it's extended crank or won't run at all. And it's just time to man up and do the right thing. We got them hooked up with the Fury X. This ECU and harness combo is for Jason Schmuck's S2000. It is a J-Series swapped and turboed. So pretty cool combination, very unique. And you know, he got tired of dealing with the Infiniti problems that he was having. I think he even had a bad coil driver on cylinder number 1, which I found out as I was kind of repurposing everything. And you know, trigger sync errors, ECU bricking. You know, he went out to the car and it was pretty much a 50-50 gamble on whether it was going to fire up or not. And you know, I could understand why that would be very frustrating. So he reached out to me and we opted out to upgrade to the Link G4X and get him hooked up and show him what running a good ECU can get him.
So let me just get this straight here. You're gonna tune a Honda.
Yeah, so normally I don't tune Hondas.
Just
not that I can't, it's just because a lot of the, at least around here, a lot of the Hondas that we get, you know, they're running things like Honda S300 or K-Pro and things like that. And I don't support none of that shit. You want me to tune your Honda, you're gonna run what I tell you to run, which is gonna be a Link ECU. And the shit's gonna work, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do, it's gonna be the best, and you're gonna have a rock solid product with amazing results. Nothing against the Honda guys, you know, that platform's cool, but I just don't really get into that stuff. So it was pretty cool that Jason reached out to me. We've been doing a lot of work back and forth, and it was awesome to get him on board with the Link ECU and tinker around with the Honda stuff. It's a very good replacement for the guys running the AEM Infiniti. It's not very hard to change out. I'm gonna kind of show you the process when taking an AEM Infiniti off of a car and putting something good on. So there is some, as far as setting up and making the conversion, it's pretty straightforward and simple. There are some similarities, there are some differences. Both ECUs have onboard lambda control. The AEM Infiniti does it with 4.2 Bosch sensor and the Link does it with a 4.9. So swapping out the end on the wideband is going to be one of the things that we're doing here with this LSU 4.9 plug kit supplied by Link. We have both the ECU pin A and pin B kits for the ECU, and essentially we're going to be chopping this off and putting that on so we can plug it into this. I have pinouts for both the Link ECU and the AEM Infiniti ECU supplied by the manufacturer of this harness. So the first thing that I do is I go through both sets of pinouts because I know I'm going from an Infiniti to a Link, and I'm just going to go through and allocate each input and output from the Infiniti pinout to the Link, and just kind of go through and get that set up before I do any wiring and changing. Once I get that figured out, then I'll start with removing and depinning each wire one at a time from the AEM and changing the pin on the end and putting it into the Link ECU connector. So generally what I'll do is when I get to that point, I'll start with the power supply stuff first, get that out of the way. Some cars are a little bit different, some chassis are a little bit different, some have main relays, some don't, some have ignition signals, some don't. So I'll get that sorted out first, because putting all the sensors and inputs and outputs are cake. I've got everything finished up here. As we can see, the harness now suits Link G4X Fury. Had to change up a couple things, as there is a couple differences between an Infiniti and a Link ECU, that being the power supply and the way things power up. So it's pretty easy to kind of work around. The Link ECU has a couple things like a built-in main relay control, so it has like constant power supplies and 12-volt ignition switch power supply and a couple things going on, whereas the Link ECU is a lot more simple and doesn't require all of that. So it required removing a couple things, moving a couple things around, but all in all, it's pretty straightforward. We changed a couple things on harness. He did have 2 onboard lambda sensors. The Fury only supports 1. He only needed 1 and was only using 1. But what we did was we converted the second onboard lambda control for flex fuel input, as we can see right here. Repurposed some of the wiring and made it flex fuel input, so that's good because he did need that. And outside of that, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. We got that taken care of, and now we can take all of this stuff and throw it right in the trash. We don't need it anymore. This will do the job. So I'm gonna get this all boxed up and sent back to Jason. I'm gonna finish up doing the pinout for him, that way he can have it on file. So I'm gonna take this mess I got here and just kind of make it make sense and clean it up for him, so he can have ECU pinout.
Bro. It's a burnout king.
How many hours of fab in this?
So the last time when we did this turbo kit, Jordan worked on it for 3 weeks straight.
Dang.
Every day.
It shows.
And at the same time, I was doing all the machine work stuff for like intercooler rad. Like I did all the machining stuff. He did all the turbo kit welding. It was like a month to redo this setup.
Huh.
So if anybody wants this, it's you're getting billed for a month of labor.
Bring the Amex Black is all I'm saying. Yes.
At least the gold.
Yeah.
You see this no discoloration in the welds? That means it ain't junk. Do me a favor, rev it up and hold it at like 310.
310?
Yep.
Not bad. 3130.
Do me a favor, cut it off.
Rattle in the clutch.
Triple disc. How's the drivability with that?
I'm used to it.
What is it? Is it
It's
a...
a comp triple.
Oh, okay. Competition glitch.
I gotta fire back up.
You like that?
This thing ain't never started like
You
that.
like that? So I think this is probably one of the prettiest things we've had on the dyno recently. We had Kinsler, also beautiful.
Yeah, Jeff, that car was really, really nice. But this is, as far as like Japanese import wise, this is probably it. As far as the overall build quality, the cleanliness, attention to detail, and the execution on the look. And I probably couldn't have dreamt it up better myself, really.
You got
So,
Edgar talking like this about a Honda.
Hey,
Oh,
listen, there's
can't deny it.
As much as people like to harp on Hondas, this isn't your regular everyday Honda. So, you know, it's unfortunate. It's kind of like, you know, a couple bad apples ruin it for everybody. So whenever anybody thinks Honda, they think of your typical high school kid with a front wheel drive EG's peg and limiter and roasting the front tires.
Look on the road.
Looks good.
With the fart cam on the back of
Never did
eBay.
He did. He did. Don't lie,
I
Cap.
had Honda, but I didn't do that shit. That's my shit was stock. I drove it to work, and that was it. And I get it. Everybody starts out somewhere, but shit, I didn't. I just don't do that shit. J35, right?
Yep,
With a CD09 trans, Ford 88 rear, and you said it's got which heads on it?
Has the J32A2 TL Type S heads.
All right, sweet. And then GT35R, right?
Yep, 3580.
All right, cool. So next stop, we're gonna talk with Garrett, get him on that new GXR stuff. Stock bottom end. It's got head studs, or is it just factory head studs?
It's stock. Be
Okay.
gentle.
Okay. All right. So 7th to the moon, got it. All the fucking titanium, as we can see.
Yeah.
And then the new Link ECU. So Jason has had this car for 10 years. From what it sounds like, he's never really been able to enjoy the car the way that he wants to. And part of that reason was the engine management that was on the car. And again, if you've had any AEM product, you can relate to those trigger errors. No sync, and any of the headaches involved with that.
It would crank and not be like it wouldn't trigger, like it wouldn't read the triggers. And it would never start. And you could watch it on the computer, and it would give you like a probability to start when it syncs. And it would be like and like flash.
All right, so it's on the main line now. You got it on pump gas, right?
Yeah, so right now we got it on 93. This is gonna be a flex fuel tune, so we're gonna let her eat on 93 and it's an 85. It had a custom wire harness. It was set up for the Infiniti. I chopped that shit off, repinned it with the Link connectors for G4X Fury. It's pretty simple. I do it all the time, switching off Infinitis or other ECU manufacturers to a Link. Pretty straightforward. I'm comfortable with doing it. So there was a couple things we had to figure out chassis-wise, a couple power supply things, and some small changes and stuff to get it to where it is. But nonetheless, we made it to the dyno. For the most part, I would say it was pretty smooth. With hooked them up with a Link ECU. You know, we had some hiccups here. We were able to figure them out and get them sorted out.
Look, we cranked it and it picked up cam and crank trigger instantly. The AEM did not do that.
No?
That's why it would never start.
Jason, so how about so far? How do you feel about the progress that's been made and how things have been going?
Super happy. It's been pretty smooth going.
Why does that say that? Low oil pressure?
What do you have the warning out?
That's just the dash, because that's set up.
That's a horrible
like, wait a
default.
Dude, your wire.
Which one?
This one?
Oh, it must have been touching ground. No, in the trunk.
Damn, really?
Ground somewhere. Yeah.
I think it's hot as shit.
Yeah, dude, just get him.
Ground would do that.
That's. You got it. Where?
Probably the roll cage right there where I had the grab clip.
Oh, right there. You can see it on those wires. Melting. Oh,
Well, no, he had it, the ground clip here. I don't, he must have touched there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I bet it when I got out.
See? You did it.
I bet it was. When I just climbed out of the car, it probably moved. Because I laid my arm down and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
It got warm?
Yeah.
what did you say before? There's no such thing as a
No
problem.
It's just solution.
Yeah, that's it.
The solution's unfucking hook it right now.
Yeah, that was definitely the solution to that.
Holy shit.
I was just joking about burning it down. Fuck.
And she fires up every time. No problems. What a surprise.
Every car, it's got to start. 99% of the car's life is driving it.
Yeah.
Like the full throttle stuff's very minimally
Yeah.
important. It
Especially-
can't blow up, but it's not the important part.
You know, there's nothing more embarrassing than winning a car show and you go to take off and the fucking car doesn't even start.
Like most recent show was Week Fest Jersey last year. Like I won, like didn't win the show, but like I won the class.
Yeah.
And the car wouldn't start to leave.
But nonetheless, here we are today, moving forward with a better product, and let's see what happens. Well, I'm sure you had tons of headaches with the last setup, and probably getting some things ironed out with that. And even then, it was probably still where it wasn't supposed to be, simply because you had issues with the ECU. You can people online who want to talk crap and say, it could have been the tune, it could have been the wiring harness, it could have been X, Y, and Z. Those are valid points, but when you talk to somebody or deal with somebody who's experienced with the product and has an idea and experience of what's going on, there's a reason why we push this product, because at the end of the day, we know it works. Trying to get the boost to go up, but without making it do too large of a jump. So I'm pretty much trying to find the minimum duty cycle before I start seeing an increase in the boost, so we don't just overshoot.
Is it happy here?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. We're wrapping up this E85 tune, and hopefully we'll be getting to see Jason out there skirting around.
Pretty good.
You said 9 pounds?
Yeah, like 9. It lights up at like 9 and settles down around like 8.
Cool. What's the final numeros here?
We stopped at 468 horsepower and 402 torque. just because he wants it to last a long time and he wants to enjoy the season. And maybe we'll turn it up and blow it up at the end. But everything seems to be responding pretty well. I mean, everything lights up quick, so I mean, it should make for a fun, responsive street car.
It sounds really good.
Yeah. I mean, torque is nice and flat. So we'll pull her off and take it from there.
Yay. Did he give you the all clear? So she rip? Nuke third? Damn. I heard you, but
Well, that's enough.
Well, he
Did-
laid into it second and nuke second, then shift to third, then nuke third, and he just got out of it. He's like, well,
That's fucking great.
It stayed straight through third. I'm not pushing my luck. We're good.
I got you.
well, enjoy
The funny part
the
is now I'm
starts.
gonna just drive it. Where before, it was every time I got into it, I was always pissed off. Because it took forever to get it to start, and I just beat the shit out of it all constantly.
round two?
Yeah.
Fight. It's really more like round 9, but we'll call it round 2. Harness and ECU combo is for Jason. Jesus Christ, I tongue twister. So this harness and ECU combo is for Jason. Why can I not? Jason. Yeah, okay. I want to say Jason. Okay. So this Jason Schmuck.
I want to be your friend.
Now everybody.
love Luda.
Yeah, right. I feel like 2000s, like early, like a lot of stuff that we were like hype over. It's like you listen to it now, it's like, man, that was kind of cringe or that was kind of corny or.
Some of it is
Yeah.
like Chingy and
Oh my god.
Ching-a-lang.
what was the other one? Pretty Ricky.
Oh, definitely Pretty Ricky.
I was hoping Pretty Ricky the other day though.
No, same. I still will now. I have no shame, but.
Damn, how long you had that gasket on for then? How long? Oh, so I'm gonna have for
2015 is what we can call it. It wasn't quite 2001.
Wow.
It's been a minute.
I guess it got probably the life expectancy out of it.
You mean a gasket won't last forever? Come on. You see that, right?
Yeah, you didn't. Well, it doesn't fit in any of the holes, right?
No, they're all populated.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit.
But you don't know what it is.
Nope.
There's nothing better than 400 horsepower front wheel drive car.
I guess.
Junky Honda, with worth no money.
Yeah.
Smiles, man.
I mean, I can relate because when I ride around in the Mazda and somebody cuts me off, it's like, dude, I don't care. My car is worth about a good Royal Farm Slurpee shake, so we can stop paying. Let's get it.
This is true.
Oh,
It's
man.
true.